tutorial here, but I'm going to make one because once again, I tend to learn so much more from my students than I think I teach them. And so two students this week in particular, we were working on something and they added just really super interesting elements to what we were working on. I was focused primarily on the double paradiddle, and I talked before about my student who's the big Yankees fan, and he's just doing nothing but improving and getting better and working on some really complex stuff, including rush, free will, and other really high-level things, and very young drummer. And I have a second drummer who also is really improving a lot, also plays in a performance band here at School of Rock, and is introducing me to bands like Hosier and other new bands that I'm not, or whatever, Hosier, whatever the name is. But the point is, we started to work on a double paradiddle, which, as you recall, I've got a lot of videos here about the single paradiddle. You can visit those, check those out. But the double paradiddle just essentially takes the single paradiddle, doubles it up. So instead of right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, it is right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left. And I like to put the accents on the two initial strikes of the drum, both on the right and left hand, and it kind of gets it into a nice smooth pattern that I like. So I tend to do something like right? So with those two extra accents, you can really feel it. You can really get the feel of the 6/4 timing, because this is rudiment. It is, I mean, it can be in a lot of time signatures depending on the initial speed, but let's say we're playing it in 6/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Okay, so I've got other videos here. What I do is I take rudiments like that and move them around the drums. And here's sort of where my students come into play. One of my students, the one who's a big fan of Hosier and Billy Joel and a lot of other interesting artists, he recommended to me that we try this on the toms, like we've done so many things. And as with the rudiments that we try on the toms, often we invert them because I want to keep the left hand on the snare drum, and I'm going to use the right hand to move around the toms. And so I have other videos where we do this with a single paradiddle, where it's something like I'll lower this leg a little bit here. There we go. And so we're going to try a similar approach, but we're going to do it with a double paradiddle. And this student showed me that maybe we can try a pattern on the toms where we do a double paradiddle, focusing on the two toms here with the initial strikes and then moving down with the last two here. So it ends up being something along the lines of And if you listen to that closely, you start to feel a little bit of a rhythmic 6/4 pattern. So my second student, the other student, the Yankees fan, came on board and added to the formula, added to the sauce, and thought, can we add some things with the kick, the hi-hat? And so what we came up with was maybe that we keep the kick and the snare, the kick and the hi-hat going in 4/4. While we keep the toms in the 6/4 pattern, right? So then that ends up, when you put it together, it ends up being something like to that a little bit because right now the kick and the hi-hat are playing together simultaneously. So what if, sorry, technical problems, but I'm back. What if we take the kick and the hi-hat, instead of playing together, they alternate back and forth, something along the lines of 1, 2, 3. Right? And then again, we can even get even more creative, and maybe what we try to do is, instead of playing on the snare with the left hand, why don't we take the left hand, turn it into a side stick, and maybe this thing starts to get like a little bit of a samba feel to it, right? So let's try to see how that works out. Alright, so once again, that's just a little bit of fun with the double paradiddle. Thanks again to my great students, because again, even though I teach here at School of Rock in North Haven, half the time I think I'm learning more from my students, even when they're 9, 10, 11 years old, especially when they're passionate and love the drums. So thanks, tuning out, and keep playing those drums. See you soon.